Hey, good morning. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. We'll convene the drainage trustees. Courtney, what do you have for us today?
Okay, we've got 5 claims that were put through. These are the 5 invoices that were presented last week. For Joe Hara, Henniger Construction and Mossdam Construction. The 5 claims total $11,644.59.
Motion to approve the drainage claims as presented.
Second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Minutes from last week.
All right, minutes of October 21st, 2024. The Wright County Board of Supervisors met in regular session as trustees of the drainage districts with the following members present: Rick Rasmussen, Dean Clues, and Carl Helgevold. Also present were Betty Ellis, Auditor, Amanda Meyer, Finance Manager, and Courtney Morris, Drainage Administrator. Other interested parties present and on Zoom: Lynn Lukes, Todd Boss, Ashley Bosch, Wright County Monitor, and KS. Motion by Helgevold and seconded by Rasmussen to call the meeting to order. Motion carried. Motion by Clues and seconded by Rasmussen to approve drainage claims for payment. Motion carried. Minutes of the previous meeting on October 14th, 2024 were read and approved. There were 2 work orders that were reviewed and approved, and those are listed there for DD 36 lateral B and DD 76 main relief. Morris presented the following 5 drainage invoices, which were presented to you this morning as claims for Joey Hara, Henniger Construction, and Mossdam. Motion by Clues and seconded by Rasmussen to adjourn the meeting. Motion carried.
Hey, any additions or corrections? We'll stand approved as read. Review and act on drainage, work orders.
All right, so you've got 4 work orders here. The first one here is for DD 76 on the main. This issue is located in section 16 of Wall Lake, and it is reported as a blowout on an 18-inch main. The second one is for Drainage District 73 in section 2 of Vernon, and this is also a tile blowout on a 14-inch tile. Then we have a work order for DD 171 in section 10 of Woolstock. This is a blowout on a 30-inch tile. And lastly, this one is for Drainage District number 46-92. This will get shared with the adjoining county. This is for section 31 in Troy Township. We have a couple things going on this one. It was reported as a tile blowout on the east side of the open ditch, which is the north location. They're reporting. And they also reported a surface drain needs repaired or replaced, which is the south location on the map, which was also a 12-inch tile. I requested supervisor to go look at this one just to confirm that these are district assets, and Dean went and looked at that for us. Do you have an update on that?
Yeah, the south tile, there was equipment out there. There's someone out there doing tile work. I took pictures of my findings. The south tile, the complaint was the surface drain. It had been buried, and the south end was, the very end of the tube was crushed a little bit, but I could still see daylight through it. I think with a little digging around the end, on the inlet end side, and cut off the existing, and it's a 16-inch, not a 12-inch. I noted that on the work request. Then the the north location, that has broken the integrity of the open ditch bank, where the blowout is, and that outlet will need to be replaced and possibly have dirt hauled in order to repair the ditch bank to the way it should be. I've noted all of that on there, and I took pictures and presented those to working. There are no district tile that lead into there, only private tiles. But of course, once a private tile is installed, it becomes the responsibility of the trustees to maintain the outlet.
And I do have those pictures printed off if you guys wanna see them.
Dean showed them to me on his phone.
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion to, is
So moved.
there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. And we have no drainage invoices.
Correct.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned from the trustees meeting. We'll go into the supervisors meeting. The motion to approve the tentative agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, motion carries.
Well, that, but my minutes now. Okay, thanks.
Are you gonna read the minutes when we get done?
Well, I got it, right here. It's from the 21st,
Oh, okay, I gave you the wrong one.
as I'm saying.
Here, it's right here. You got
I
it?
got it, I got it. I knew I had it, it's just that I didn't have it out yet. Ready?
Yep.
October 21st, 2024. The Board of Supervisors met as Drainage District trustees to view the minutes from the drainage meeting. See the Drainage District minutes on the county website. Chairman Hugable called the regular meeting of the Wright County Board of Supervisors to order at 9:08 a.m. Members present were Cluse, Rasmussen, and Hugable. Motion by Cluse, second by Rasmussen to approve the tentative agenda. Motion carries. Minutes of the previous regular meeting of October 14, 2024 were read and approved. Approved claims for payment. Cluse spoke about the approved work to be done on the county farm on July 29th to have 3 waterways shaped, and the amount was not to exceed $5,000. The claims came to $4,500 with no seating involved. Eric Rector, Wright County Conservation, and Adam Clemens, Wright County Engineer, discussed plans to install riprap and fabric to help with erosion control. The quote for the plans presented was $1,800. Motion by Rasmussen, seconded by Cluse, to approve the amount not to exceed $1,800 for erosion control on the 3 waterways at the county farm. Motion carries. Motion by Cluse, seconded by Rasmussen, to approve the third and final reading of ordinance number 69, an amendment to ordinance 61, to continue the Wright County Waterworks enterprise in Wright County and establish rates in connection therewith. By roll call vote, ayes, Cluse, Rasmussen, and Hugable, nays none. The third and final reading of ordinance number 69 passes and will be effective after publication. To view ordinance number 69, please visit the Wright County Auditor's Office or view the ordinance on the Wright County website. Clemens gave an update on the secondary roads. There were 11 work orders completed last week. Blade operators completed a ditch cleanout on Page Avenue north of C20. Truck operators continue to complete crack filling and are starting to inventory any culverts that are under 48 inches and under the road. Motion by Rasmussen, seconded by Cluse to adjourn the meeting. Motion carries.
Any additions or corrections? If not, they'll stand approved as read. Okay, claims have been around. Open forum for the public. Anybody here or on Zoom wish to address it? Hearing none. Item 10, appoint members to the compensation board. We have a list here. And this board, oversees or gives recommendations to the elected officials or the supervisors on raises for the elected officials. And we had an option this year to do away with that or keep it, and the board decided to keep it. Kind of have an outside, independent parties give us recommendations. For this year, we have Chad Faust, representing the sheriff, Carol Hop, the treasurer, Kathy Simons, Katie Simmons, county auditor, Mike Ewing, recorder, Gary Berkland, county attorney, Deb Vance, county supervisor, and Carl Hogevold, for the county supervisors for next year.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 I'll, abstain from this vote. Motion carries. Adam. What is yours? Yep.
So an update this week, guys were out last week spot blading, still cleaning ditches with motor graders, utilizing, as much as we can. The scheduling process of that, we have to find a landowner. That's, I mean, if the landowner is local, it makes it easy. You have to have a signature private property agreement. So when we find those, we get the one call going as fast as possible, and then also send out Jeremy and Marcus to get the right of way set, so the guys know where to reestablish that back slope. So just giving you guys kind of a rundown of how that works. So, and then also we're starting to eliminate our windrows. The guys are out there, so we're gonna start the process when we carry that windrow through the summer to fill in spots and whatnot. We eliminate that during the winter so that we don't throw all that rock everywhere and cause a mess and lose a bunch of our rock. We try to minimize the loss of rock. Trucks, the total patcher, we finally got through our last fill up with our total patcher. So they did north of town here a little bit on the patching of County K. Trucks are also out. We have a few guys out doing the inventory still on the culverts. So they go out with their phone on a Google form that I made, or actually Nate made this one, and they just fill out a questionnaire and it goes back to an Excel chart. So hard surface mowing, we did start that last week. I'll jump down to number 4. Zone 3 is 50% complete. Dow's is done. Mower is up in Belmont now. Sundry, we're also starting a deep clean and organization of all sheds. So just to make sure that the guys are keeping on top of that. We did complete 25 work orders. 10 of those were signs. We did have one bridge get hit by a combine down in the southeast corner of the 7177. We will send the bill out by I think it was a co-op that hit it, so is what it is. They were able to fix it without having to use a bunch of parts. So that was nice. They just essentially rolled it back. There was some bending that they had to put a new Y rail on, or a W rail, and then some 6x6 posts. Hard surface mowing, I discussed that. We are doing miscellaneous pre-winter maintenance on our overhead doors. We do that every year with WD. They come out of Des Moines and make sure our seals are good, so we don't lose a lot of heat in the winter. The one thing I do want to bring up is we have 2 excavators that are currently paperweights. One excavator that is the smaller one, the 315, that is 6 years old, needs a new set of tracks on it. That's going to be about 20 grand in maintenance. They just went bad on us quick. The other excavator, 324, is the 11-year-old, is going to get a whole new engine. So we're going over our options right now for a whole new engine. There's a crate engine that we can throw in that the guys can do, and our shop is going to do all this work. So we're going back and forth on, can we just throw a crate engine in, a reman crate engine, where it's essentially comes out of another one, or break it down and just do a block, a short block in there, where we would have to reuse our upper end and just do the lower end, where they would take our block and replane it and redo all the seals and whatnot. So right now, the reman crate engine, I have Dylan working on getting how many hours this stuff might take. That's going to be a factor of cost, obviously. So the reman, he said, should take, or not the reman, the crate engine, brand new crate engine, should take maybe 2 days, one to pop in, one to pop out. So as it's popped out, they're going to look through the engine compartment, make sure any hydraulic lines that look like they've been rubbing, replacing all that stuff. So as of right now, it's just, I think it's $37,000 just to buy the crate engine. That's the highest cost, not knowing the man hours for the other ones. So,
And the engine lost power?
it hasn't lost power, it's lost compression. So it still it works, we can use it. At some point it will be done. It will be a true paperweight.
Okay.
So these are options that Dylan's going over and making sure that we try to choose the correct one. There is another option. It's a Caterpillar, I think it's a HEX program, HEX. Don't know what it stands for, but it's a part of their rebuild package where maybe we can get a brand new engine, a brand new hydraulic pump, but there might be a contract term that says, hey, you have to send the entire machine and do a rebuild on the machine with that. They'll do the engine and hydraulic pump right now, but it would be inside of a contract that says you're gonna send the up to Minnesota for a whole rebuild on it. So we would be out without an excavator for a few months, so. But I don't know those specifics right now. I really don't know the timing of fixing this. We're gonna try to limp it along as best as possible, and get, the maximum amount of work we can out of it. And still be able to do some work orders. I think we have Terry in the small X, because, the small excavator, you really can't ruin those tracks any more than they already are. So,
Are they rubber tracks or?
no, there's the.
What gets ruined on them?
So the undercarriage, so you have your plates that are attached to kind of a chain that goes around the chain is the part that the bushings are all gone in it. So with this being such a dry year, we didn't have a lot of lubricant or mud inside those tracks. It's that they kind of want, so they don't squeak as much, and they went through it.
So typically we don't use the excavator much in the winter.
Correct.
Can we work this along until
Yes.
winter time?
Yes,
And
we're gonna try to limp it along, get as many work orders as we can out of it
Okay.
before it decides to, go. The problem is that rebuild center, if we go down that path, everybody sends their stuff during the winter because they don't use it.
Right.
So it'll be a situation where we try to get it scheduled, and it might be where the hydraulic pump and the engine go in and we're without it for a month, and then it comes back, but then they schedule a rebuild on it next summer.
Which is right to your prime season.
Correct. 'Cause it
But
goes
you'll-
quicker.
have those answers. I
Hopefully
mean,
sooner
as
than
far as-
later. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it might be, considered inside of a budget cycle too. So,
Okay.
on that.
How old is this one? This machine is?
That one's 11.
11 years.
And I have a list for you guys. I gave one to Carl, just because we were talking about it. But I have a list of all our equipment and the age of it, the equipment.
It's so crucial on those graders to trade them at that period of time because if not,
The graders and excavators,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a prime, right?
We got lucky on that 320 that we traded in on this 324 that it needed a new set of tracks before. If we would have kept it any longer, we would have had to replace it a whole undercarriage, which is 50 to 80 grand. But we're looking at, like I said, a couple of paperweights that are gonna cost about $60,000.
So if it's out of the job site, it just dies, how do you load it?
Yeah, with other equipment. Yep, so we're lucky that this one, because this one was out of the job site when it started, throwing oil and soot and everything past it, because it's not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be a clean running engine. And it was black as black on that engine compartment. So we got lucky that it still had power and it could get on the low boy and go.
Throw any codes or anything?
It threw codes, it threw check. We thought we had them cleared, but then it did it again.
Right.
But, so I'd like to give you an update on that, just to keep you abreast on what that cost is gonna be.
Time frames and stuff like that too.
Yeah, yep, I'll try to figure out schedule and whatnot, and which way we're gonna go.
Is what it is. Gotta get fixed.
Yeah, we're gonna need them. Thank you.
Old business, new business, or meeting, gentlemen?
I had Edmo Tuesday night by Zoom here in the office. Things are going well there. The building sales went through. It was 1.4 million that they got out of the buildings they sold, that they were, using for renting out to people. And we had, Central Iowa Detention Friday, went down to Eldora to that one. Things are still
Calm down.
calmed down, but there's still some, yeah. I don't wanna go down that road at this point.
I had CFR on Thursday. Those meetings are by Zoom only currently. Again, our Webster City facility is now open. We had our audit, the executive committee, which I'm a member of, met an hour early and with the auditor and went over the audit. It was a great audit. We're in great financial shape there. And I was reelected to the executive committee on that board. And then this week I'll have Midas on Wednesday. And Betty, I had in my day calendar that the auditor was here last week. How'd that go?
It went good. I'm still waiting on Carl to come and sign some paperwork.
Okay.
He was gonna come in last week.
To my box.
Huh? No. But anyway, this was just for the gap report, which is, it's, for the accruals. And, that report needs to be filed before December 1. And so,
Accruals would be for
so the,
vacation and,
no.
no,
So what it is, on a cash basis, on your accounting cash basis, at June 30 is your cutoff, and that's your cash. And then what they do is, you have like maybe ordered something or purchased something and started using it in June, but didn't pay for it until July.
Right.
And so they take all of those items for July and August and move those back to the prior fiscal year,
Okay.
which is your accruals and your gap.
Okay.
And so we have to report on both. It used to be years and years and years, umpteen years ago, that the mental health, like Brad Leckhone and them,
Right.
that is how their funding was based off of. But, you know, we don't, that has regionalized
Right.
and, but it's just an accounting that they still do. Yep.
I had no meetings last week. The week, 10 o'clock today, we have union negotiations with the sheriff.
Correct.
That's an exempt meeting that will not be on Zoom.
Yep.
Okay, we have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. We are adjourned. See you later, Wright.